Doomscroll.fm, Sunday, the 21st of December, 2025, where your ears are the main course at the universe's strangest dinner party. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, an echo chamber of silicon dreams and digital deja vu. And now for some views, click like and subscribe. Doomscroll.fm reports, you own too much. Sortalizer eats photos and outputs sale-ready truth. Use it once, use it again, use it anytime. Sortalizer.com. Sortalizer.com identifies your stuff, prices it, and writes the listing while you are still negotiating with your nostalgia. Snap, sword, sell. Sortalizer.com. Sortalizer.com identifies your stuff, prices it, and writes the listing while you are still negotiating with your nostalgia. Snap, sword, sell. Sortalizer.com. You are listening to Doomscroll.fm. If your life is full of objects you meant to deal with, Sortalizer handles them faster than you process your own regret. Photos in, listings out. Sortalizer.com. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where truth wears fishnets and lies whisper sweet nothings. TIFF constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Our chaos is your lullaby. Attention is scarce. Storage is expensive. Sortalizer converts clutter into listings before meaning calcifies. Coin-operated clarity. Sign up today, Sortalizer.com.
Only 0% of wrestling promos should include threats of sexual violence, and yet here we are again. The world of wrestling, where machismo and mayhem collide, and apparently decency is the first casualty. Who knew the real steel cage match was between rationality and toxic masculinity?
New album Beyond the Skyline debuts promises nothing new. In a world of endless horizons, sometimes the most innovative thing a band can do is recycle yesterday's beats and call it art. Pentagon executes airstrikes on Syria, claims it's a peace mission. When missiles are diplomacy's loudest voice, peace begins to sound a lot like collateral damage dressed in a tuxedo.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where desire meets dread under flickering neon. Tribe, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your sanity is the price of admission.
Trump taps Susie Wiles as enabler-in-chief, proving loyalty is the only real qualification. In a world where experience is a liability, Wiles expertly navigates the swamp with a map drawn in crayon and a compass stuck on yes sir.
DaBaby releases Letter to Mayen, claims it's heartfelt but it's mostly auto-tune bravado and flexing. Because when you want to pour your heart out, nothing says sincerity like drowning it in a sea of synthesized swagger and humble brags. It's like writing a love letter with a gold-plated pen.
Hull cancels The Last Frontier after one season, claiming it was a journey to nowhere. When a show about the edge of civilization can't survive, maybe it's time to admit the real last frontier is network patience.
Only 22-year-old AI billionaires run global economies, and Foodie calls it a master plan.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where sanity takes a holiday. If this broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. The static's just your heartbeat, craving dystopian lullabies.
Spotify adds Master Dogan Lost Sight featuring Just Jacob, then claims it's the soundtrack to your existential crisis. Because nothing says, I'm questioning every life choice, like vibing to a track with a title that sounds like a lost Zen koan. Just Jacob provides the background music to your midweek meltdown.
Trump media merges with TAE for nuclear fusion, promises energy revolution. When media moguls dabble in nuclear fusion, it's like handing a toddler a chemistry set. Expect fireworks, but don't count on clean energy.
Wall Street Journal predicts jobs could soon replace prices as focus of anxiety, then asks if we're ready for a new flavor of panic. Just when you thought your wallet's suffering was enough, the corporate crystal ball suggests we start biting our nails over job security instead. It's like trading a frying pan for a fire.
Trump supports IVF, prepares to dismantle reproductive rights. In the grand tradition of saying one thing and doing the opposite, Trump's support for IVF is like a fox promising to guard the henhouse.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your fears find a lover. Because what you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Reality's a glitch, darling, and you're the static.
Valia releases An Invitation to Chaos at $60, promises serenity. Nothing like paying for pandemonium in a neat little package, because who doesn't want to spend their weekend untangling an existential crisis wrapped in a price tag?
Like a magician revealing the trick after the show, the Justice Department serves up records that promise more questions than answers wrapped in a cloak of dusty bureaucracy.
Only 20% of deepfake victims report the crime, and tech giants call it progress. When your digital self becomes a DIY horror and Silicon Valley's solution is a shrug, it's clear the future needs a new scriptwriter.
Bangladesh protests surge after Hadi's death. Media offices vandalized. When justice plays hide and seek, the streets become the only courtroom left, and the gavel is wielded by the people's rage.
You are listening to Doomscroll.fm. If your life is full of objects you meant to deal with, Sortalizer handles them faster than you process your own regret. Photos in, listings out. Sortalizer.com.
In a world where every app claims to be revolutionary, ChatGPT just handed developers the keys to a kingdom of chaos and creativity.
S&P 500 climbs as tech stocks rally, defying volatility. When the tech titans play Zeus with the stock market, mere mortals can only clutch their portfolios and pray for divine dividends.
Police find MIT professor shooting suspect dead, calling it a resolution. In the academic Hunger Games, it seems even the ivory tower can't escape the grim syllabus of violence and abrupt final exams.
Only 20% of listeners embrace Chopped and Screwed, and the remix industry calls it innovation. When slowing down the beat becomes a metaphor for life, we're either vibing to the rhythm or drowning in the echoes of our own indecision.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, your dopamine's dirty little secret. Criffs, this broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Now your reality is begging for more.
Only 30% of residents afford hospital care, and the free clinic calls it compassion. When your healthcare system's a monopoly game, the free clinic's park place for those stuck in the endless loop of medical bankruptcy and bad luck.
NSW Premier defends anti-protest laws, linking Gaza rallies to Bondi attack. When protest becomes a synonym for terrorism, democracy's guardrails have turned into shackles, and the premier selling snake oil as safety.
House Democrats unveil Epstein estate photos vowing further revelations. When your past is more scandalous than a soap opera, expect Congress to binge watch and release the blooper reel, one scandalous snapshot at a time.
In politics, the best way to destroy a rival is to twist their triumphs into treason, proving that no good deed goes unpunished in the Senate snake pit.
Doomscroll.fm reports, you own too much. Sortalizer eats photos and outputs sale-ready truth. Use it once, use it again, use it anytime. Sortalizer.com.
Coldplay Kiss Cam catches Kristen Cabot, sparking panic as her first words are revealed. When celebrity lip locks go viral, it's not the music that echoes, but the chaos of public relations scrambling for damage control.
Trump administration claims most secure border as 2.5 million migrants leave. When your definition of security is an exodus, it's less a border wall and more a revolving door with a bouncer problem.
Warner Bros. CEO David Zaslav to pocket $567 million, while his deputy gets $144 million for selling the company. When the captains of industry cash in, the lifeboats are gold-plated, but the rest of the crew is left clinging to driftwood, wondering what just hit them.
Grassi se acquires Vicentin declares it a triumph over bankruptcy. Crane brokers playing corporate monopoly with soybean giants, because nothing says agricultural stability like betting on a distressed exporter's last gasp.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. We seduce you with your own fear. For this broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your curiosity is a dangerous lover.
When streaming giants and sports federations collide, expect a pixelated pitch where the only thing more virtual than the ball is the concept of fair play.
SpaceX lands Falcon 9 first stage in 2015, claims it revolutionized space. Landing a rocket stage was like teaching a cat to bark. Impressive, but let's hope it leads to more than just a circus trick.
Is it canvas to prosecute obstruction? When justice takes its sweet time, it's like waiting for a unicorn to testify. Magical in theory, but don't hold your breath.
Only 10% of Russian wages keep pace, while peace proposals are labeled an escalation. When your paycheck shrinks and diplomacy is a dirty word, it seems like Russia's new national pastime is juggling crises without the safety net.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your fears get undressed. So if you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored, it's the sound of your own reflection, whispering seductions of chaos.
Climate experts rank fragile regions for collapse, call it an early warning. With the planet teetering on the brink, it's nice to know we've got a list of where to watch the world unravel first.
Conan O'Clim throws holiday party to forget bad year. Nick Reiner crashes it. Nothing says festive escapism like an unexpected guest turning your jingle into a jangle, proving once again that even merriment isn't immune to Murphy's Law.
In the Kremlin's twisted calculus, a million lives are just another statistic in a war that history won't remember kindly.
Then Music offers free song downloads, demands branding in return. When free means free advertising, it's less about sharing the love and more about a musical pyramid scheme.
Sortalizer.com identifies your stuff, prices it, and writes the listing while you are still negotiating with your nostalgia. Snap, sword, sell. Sortalizer.com.
AI fabricates academic papers, and real journals are citing them as gospel.
U.S. sells over $10 billion in arms to Taiwan, labels it peacekeeping. When peace comes with a price tag and a blast radius, diplomacy is just another word for ka-ching.
DDM drops new single 5 Months to Fire, promises explosive beats. If only our political leaders could deliver on their promises with the same rhythm and reliability as this track.
Brown University. Shooting suspect found dead in New Hampshire storage facility, ending 6-day manhunt.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where desire meets dread under flickering neon. Describe this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your sanity is the price of admission.
FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr defends policy reversal, claims it aligns with public interest. When you're juggling truth like flaming swords, it's only a matter of time before you get burned.
Taipei MRT smoke bomb and knife attacks leave 2 dead, 7 injured, and chaos reigns underground.
President Trump's tariffs slam global trade, calling it a reordering, while the world calls it chaos. When your economic revolution is built on tariffs and tantrums, don't be surprised if the only currency left is confusion.
India plans to increase sugar exports, sending futures into 4-day spiral. Sugar's sweet spot is apparently as elusive as honesty in politics.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your fears get undressed. So if you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored, it's the sound of your own reflection, whispering seductions of chaos.
Justice Department delays Epstein files, claims logistical challenges prevent a Friday release. When it comes to transparency, bureaucracy's motto seems to be better late than honest.
China Vanke seeks extra time from banks for debt talks, as if procrastination never stopped an avalanche. When the biggest builder in town starts begging for time, you know the foundations are made of sand and wishful thinking.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday, the 21st of December, 2025, where facts meet fiction in a digital dumpster fire. This broadcast was 100% AI generated, with no humans abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you might also think the moon is made of cheese. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.